Hour number 2. Laying down the law. It is an NFL weekend, Jeff Blake. Yes, co-host. All pro NFL.
A lot of football all week.
All week. And also Ryan Willett. Ryan Willett, 2 NFL games for Monday night. And we are working on Top Golf Austin. Got the calls in, so we can get over there and do that.
Yes, sir.
So
excited. Get my Top Golf back on.
Oh, man, we love that. That was so much fun. Y'all got to come out. We got to figure this out.
Yeah, we got to figure this one out.
And get you back out there. So grateful to Top Golf.
I think I've been once since our Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
We got
same here.
We got to get back out there. We got to get on the golf course, Ryan.
Terra Vista. Yeah.
No doubt.
With that rain, we got to bet you it's nice.
Yeah. Rolling very well. Right now, we want to talk to somebody. Start this off right. Our Cowboys Insider. A lot of questions because this afternoon, the high-powered San Francisco 49ers coming to town. And without further ado, we welcome back, our Cowboys Insider, Judd Garrett. Judd, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Oh, man, we're excited.
We're excited for a good football game.
Yep.
You have, I tell you.
He said, yep. We're excited to see a good football game, Judd.
The San Francisco 49ers,
got
baby.
This little laugh. You know? Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you, for the longest time, and I've known Judd since I was 17, 18, quiet. So to be able to get all the insight and information, what a difference a couple decades made. We certainly appreciate him as our Cowboys Insider. Judd Garrett, the San Francisco 49ers open up on the road against our Dallas Cowboys in AT&T Stadium. Your thoughts?
Well, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, you don't go to the NFC Championship game 3 years in a row and not be a good team. And they're a good team. They're a quality team on both the offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball. You know, the other thing that stands out to me with them is their depth. They have injuries at a number of positions: nose guard, outside linebacker, inside linebacker, right tackle, and the next guy that they put in is a quality football player. There's not a huge weakness that we're looking at because they're missing a key starter. Now, is there a step down? Of course, you know, in all those positions, but they're still putting in a quality football player that we have to contend with. So they're a good football team. Both sides of the ball, they got great depth. They're coached very well. It's going to be a very, very good game and a big challenge for us.
Absolutely. And Judd, let's talk with the talk about the Cowboys defense, because that's where I think people would have more questions than they would the offense with Tony Romo and DeMarco and Dez and Jason Witten and things of that nature. Your thoughts about the Dallas Cowboy defense versus Colin Kaepernick, who is also Jeff Blake's fantasy quarterback today, and the rest of the San Francisco 49ers?
Well, I mean, I think we've made some improvements from last year. We brought in some guys, and again, we're going to have to play a lot of our defense, especially the defensive line, in waves. We have to do it by committee, and we got a lot of good guys. We don't have any great players, and we don't have the DeMarcus Ware. We don't have the Jason Hatcher anymore. You know, the real standout guys that are going to go to Pro Bowls. But we have good players, and we're going to play them in waves. You know, Mincy, Selvey, Crawford, Nick Hayden. You know, all those guys are going to be playing in there in waves. You know, get them a series, get them out, and we're just going to have to play tough. We're going to have to play hard. The key to stopping them is obviously they're going to want to line up and run the ball at us. So we're going to have to play stout inside. You know, they love that power running game. They run power. They run counter. They got big, strong offensive linemen. You know, Ayupati. Alex Boone should be back. You know, he just re-signed his contract last week. They activated him last night, so he should be back. He's 6'7", 330 pounds. Ayupati, the other guard, is a 330-pounder. So they got really big guys inside. They love to run power. They love to run counter. So they're going to try to double team us off the ball, establish the run that way, and then off of that they run their play actions. And the key to that is we got to keep Kaepernick in the pocket. If he is forced to play from the pocket, he can play pretty well. but he's not going to be a game breaker from the pocket. Once he gets outside on the edge, especially moving to his right, that's when he makes his big play. So he'll give you a 30-yard run. He'll make a big play down the field throwing the ball. So in the passing game, we've got to keep him in the pocket, force him to throw from the well, as we say. You'll see his accuracy decrease a little bit. You see his decision-making decrease a little bit, and he's not as an effective player from the pocket. Will he still make plays? Yeah, he's got great weapons. You know, Vernon Davis, Anquan Bolden, Crabtree, those guys are great weapons to throw to, and he'll make some plays from the pocket, but you won't see the dynamic player if we keep him contained. Now, that's easier said than done, but hopefully, you know, our ends will be, you know, will be disciplined, will be more up the field and pin him in, and we'll get some good push inside just to contain him, and hopefully we can minimize his effectiveness.
We are talking with Judd Garrett, our Cowboys Insider, and the Director of Pro Personnel for the Dallas Cowboys. Jeff Blake, I see you chomping at the bit.
Well, the thing is, you know, Judd, they will have some design running plays for Kaepernick. You know, they will run a little bit of zone read and a little bit of stuff to get him running the football and try to put pressure on your secondary and your front 7-man front. How do you stop that? How do you combat that? Him actually running the football on you guys.
Well, it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing to do because the one thing you have to do is you have to, you know, in order for the zone read to be effective for the offense, the zone run play has to work. So we got to shut that thing down. We can't. We got to get penetration up the field, and we got to prevent the initial zone run from working. Because what happens is once they gash you with the zone run a couple times, that lineback play, the weak side end crashes down to make the hit on the ball carrier. And that's when the quarterback pulls it, and he's on the outside running with the ball. So if we can control the front part of the line of scrimmage and prevent us getting hit on some of those zone read runs, then we can tell our defensive end to be more up the field and contain the quarterback so he doesn't pull it and run with it. Now, if they're knocking us off the ball and they're getting that cutback lane, then you're going to see our defensive end just being forced to play tight and chase the running back down, and then that's going to get Kaepernick on the edge. They do have some other, you know, design runs, like a crack play where they snap it to Kaepernick and he's out on the edge running that way.
Right.
I mean, again, you just have to apply your basic rules, your basic crack rules. The safety's got to be up the field and he's got to contain the play. You know, Barry Church, Wilcox has got to be up the field. They got to keep everything inside and allow our our linebacker scraping to come and make the hit on the quarterback. If they let him outside, you know, on those type of sweep runs, again, it'll be a long day for us.
Oh, definitely. Judd, let's talk about the other side of the ball. Let's talk about the Cowboys offense and what kind of problems the Cowboys can give the San Francisco 49ers defense.
Well, the one thing is that you'll see is, you know, with the 49ers, you know, I referenced that they went to 3 consecutive conference championship games. So you need to be a good team to do that, and you need to be fortunate to have stayed healthy. And they've stayed relatively healthy these last 3 years. Coming into this game, they're missing some key players. Navarro Bowman's out. Glenn Dorsey's out. Alm Smith has the suspension. So they're missing 3 of their key interior 7 players. And that is the strength of their defense, their interior 7. So when you're missing 3 key starters, you're going to be a little bit diminished. And, you know, our game plan is what we try to do all the time, is we're going to try to establish the run. We're going to try to, you know, run downhill at them. You know, they're in the 3-4 defense. We can get some nice double teams against the 3-4, and we're going to try to run downhill and establish throwing with DeMarco Murray and then get into our passing game off of that. They got some good edge pass rushers that if we just try to play a straight drop-back game, you know, I just think that they're going to be able to get too much pressure on us, and it's going to get the quarterback hit too much. So we need to establish that running game and work our play actions off of that. That'll be the best way to keep them honest and also keep Tony Romo, who's coming back from a bad back, from getting hit too much. So hopefully we can do that. That's the game plan. We try to do that every week. Whether we accomplish it is a whole other story. I like where our offensive line is. With Tyron Smith, with Frederick, with Zach Martin, Free, Leary, we got one of the top. I'm not going to overstate it, but we got one of the top 10 offensive lines in the league, and with DeMarco Murray running hard downhill, we should be able to establish something, especially against a defensive front who's missing some of their key guys.
Sorry, we're talking with Judd Garrett, the director of pro personnel for the Dallas Cowboys and our Cowboys Insider. It's going to be a heck of a matchup starting off this Sunday afternoon. Judd, I can't thank you enough for your comments. We know you have things to do during game day, and we also appreciate you so frequently taking time out for us as our Cowboys Insider.
I enjoyed being here, Foss. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back with the Houston Texans insider, Jay Foreman, former starting linebacker for them, when we come back from this sidebar right here on Laying Down the Law.